It's showtime! What the fuck is up, my bitches? If you are new here, hello, my name is Brittany. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the collection I feel like I've been waiting for what seems like forever, even though it really hasn't been forever. I'm talking about the Melt Cosmetics in Beetlejuice collection. Now, I've seen already some incredible videos on this collection. I am not the first one by any means, and I left them in the description box. I left Better Off Red, Glitter Fallout, and Heather Austin's videos down below because I thought they did already such good videos on these palettes already. So I'm going to be testing them out today. And speaking of Better Off Red, I'm wearing her unsubscribe merch today, so feel free. I mean, you can always subscribe, but if this is not the place for you, feel free to unsubscribe. So I wanted to test out, I picked up the palettes. I got both palettes, so I picked up the Waiting Room palette, Recently Deceased, and I also picked up, I had to do it, I picked up the green lipstick. I'm so excited to see what that looks like. And then I also got the, I almost said eyelash mascara. The mascara. I'm really excited. This feels like a borderline weapon. This is heavy. I'm really excited. I feel like when I saw this, like, okay, don't come for me. I'm not like the biggest Beetlejuice fan. Don't unsubscribe because of that. I wanted to get these because I'm always very intrigued when it comes to Melt Cosmetics because I find their brand to be like people love them or they really dislike their products. And I feel like they're kind of figuring out their way of what formulas work for them. So I titled this in my thumbnail, like, did they nail this time, or did they nail it this time? Or is it worth what everybody says? Or something along those lines. I can't remember what the hell I said. But I feel like this has gotten really great reviews so far. So I'm like, okay, Mel, don't let me down. We will see how this ends up today. So I'm going to just play with these palettes. We're just going to chit chat, have some wine. We got the wine out tonight, guys. I'm drinking, in case you were wondering, the Buttonwood Grove Winery Blackberry Briar. I'm a big fan of sweet wines, guys. If you like sweet wines, this one is so fucking good. I love this wine, so that's what I'm gonna be sipping on throughout this video. Oh, Courtney McDonald is here. Guys, if you're ever in the Auburn, New York area, Courtney McDonald, she is a makeup artist. If you guys ever want to look fly as fuck, go see her. She does beautiful makeup. Hi, Courtney! My tracking number came Wednesday and it hasn't moved at all. God dang it. I feel like mine did the same. Like, Melt, I feel like, used to have really good turnaround times for their shipping, and I feel like they're pretty delayed. So I actually have Melt Cosmetics website linked down below, and I also have Sephora linked down below, because if these are worth it, I know that Sephora has, depending on your status there, you can get money off right now by using a certain code. They're doing like 25 off for Rouge, like $25 off of I think it's 25 off of 75, and then if you're VIB, you get 15 off 75. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So I'm like, if I were to grab these right now, I would grab these on Sephora. We'll see how they go, but they don't carry everything else. They just carry the palettes. I'm just going to take a sip of my wine, and then we're going to get into trying these palettes out, Courtney. Oh my God, I got a shout out. You my girl. Oh my God, we've been girls forever now. Oh my gosh. Okay, where is my eye base? I was going to do a declutter tonight, so I think I'm actually going to do my declutter on Sunday for my primers, foundations, and concealers. Because if you guys didn't know, we're doing uploads every day in December. Who is excited for BRITCHES? I know I am. Let me just throw on my eye base because this is what I almost always use. And I feel like for these shadows, I'm going to want an eye base because I want them to really pop. I'm going to need, oh, I got a mirror in these palettes, so let me just get this on really quick. I probably should have did this ahead of time. And then depending on how long these eye looks take, we'll see if I end up doing like a full face. But if you guys have these palettes, because I know I have a lot of other creators in my chat right now, hello to all the Britches in the live chat, let me know what you think about these palettes so far, because I'm always very curious, especially with Melt Cosmetics, because I'm always intrigued by their products. I only have the She's in Parties palette and the Muerte palette, which I love both. But, like I said, they are known to be pretty inconsistent with their formulas, and I find that their formulas tend to be a little tricky for me personally, but it's like when they're good, they're real fucking good. Like I could easily pick off of somebody's eyes that they're wearing melt because I feel like the undertones in their shadows are just so unique. So I'm going to basically be like being more critical about formulas and stuff like that since I'm not like the biggest Beetlejuice fan, you know? Like I like the movie. I just can't remember honestly like the last time that I watched it. It's been quite a minute since I've seen it. Oh, is Devinah Cosmetics here? What's up, girl? Hi, Deandra. Oh my gosh, I lost my other hair. Oh no, I didn't. I put it on my brushes. Let's see. Betsy says they're good, but they work best with minimal blending. Good to know. So I'm gonna take that. I'm actually gonna. I pulled out a couple palettes to do some comparisons as well because who doesn't love some comparisons? So let me get these out of their boxes. So I'm going to start, I think, with Recently Deceased because this is the palette that I was the most excited about because I feel like this is just my vibe. Like, same with, like, the Il Makiage Rico Nasty. Like, when I see lime greens and purples, I'm all about that life. Like, have you seen my bar logo? Because that's exactly what it is. It's just, like, bright neons. I fucking live for it. This packaging is really nice. And then when you open up the packaging, it has this little card in here. I feel like you guys have probably seen all this shit by now. But this is the color story. You get 8 shadows, and this one retails for, I think it's $48, and then the other palette is $58. So pretty significant, I mean, price point for 8 shadows. But if they're good, I would not be mad about it. When I thought about this palette, I immediately thought of one of my favorite palettes, if not my favorite palette in my entire collection. The Lunar Beauty Moonspell. Guys, if you've been following my channel, you know how much I love this palette. So I wanted to do some comparisons because these two, I don't think they're exactly the same. I could probably put that card down. They're not exactly the same, but some striking resemblances between the greens and the purples. You know? So I'll pull that out later after we play with the palettes. I want to play with the palettes first, and then we'll do comparisons at the end. But that was the first palette. I'm like, ooh. Yes! Devinah, bright neons. Yes, that's my jam. I want to see your bar logo. It's on, I think I posted it on my Instagram a while ago. But girl, I'll send it to you because it's cute as fuck. I love it. Oh, I see Beauty and the Frizz is here. Aurora, Lisa, Alicia. I saw Jennifer Gould was here. She was coming for me because she made it late and I was still later than she was. I see you, Jennifer. Don't be coming for me. Yes, brought out my Moonspell palette today. I fucking love that palette. That palette will forever be a GOAT in my collection. Okay, enough with the Lunar Beauty. You guys know by now how much I love it. I don't need to keep preaching it. Let's go in with some of these eyeshadows. I'm going to use some of my favorite brushes because I know how they operate. I'm going to use some natural hair, some synthetics. Let me just live my best life, okay? And let's get in it. I want to start with this shade right here. See, this is where I'm like, I remember the movie, but I don't remember all of like the inside jokes behind it. I'm assuming that's supposed to be Beetlejuice, just spelled differently, but I could be wrong. I tried not to buy the Eternal Eclipse palette. I failed. Same. I jumped on that palette so fast. I love, too, that they have all, like, the Beetlejuice pressings in the shadows. That's just a really cute touch. So I like the fact that this has a mirror, a really big mirror. I like the fact, too, that it actually, like, stands up when you stand it up. Like, it doesn't flop over. I'm so into this packaging, though. Like, give me all the vibrant neons and stuff. And then I'm just going to press this all in my crease. And then I'm using the Sonia G. This is the Worker Pro, right? Worker Pro. Yes, this is like my go-to brush right now. So as you can see, it definitely has, she definitely got some pigmentation there. And I'm just pressing it. That's all I'm doing. I'm not going to swipe or anything like that. I just want to press. Ooh. Girl, watch it again. It's one of my faves. I could watch it every day. I know, I haven't, oh my god, I can't even remember. It's been a really long time, but I should have watched it again before today's video. The only thing that I remember is when Beetlejuice says, honk honk! That's all that I really remember. Now, Beauty and the Beast, I could probably recite that whole damn movie. Like, it's so funny, too, because I'm like, you would think, like, with my aesthetic, I guess you would say, that this would be totally up my alley. Like, I'd be all about that life. Instead, I got Beauty and the Beast dolls all over my room. Like, what the... Oh, let's see. It's a star in the sky, and it's pronounced like... Okay, so it's pronounced like Beetlejuice. Thank you, Steven. Steven's always coming through for me. Okay, I want to take some... We gotta use... I'm gonna try to use as many shades. I'm gonna use this Bio Exorcist. I'm just gonna stick with that same brush, and I'm gonna go a little bit lower. Some people might cringe when they see how I put these colors together, but you know what? It's how I roll. Don't come for me if you don't like how I apply my eyeshadow. I'm just playing with makeup because this is how I always do my eyeshadows. I mean, the pigmentation's definitely there. This one's a little bit more... It's like a little bit deeper. I expected this one to be more neon, but it's still, like, it's definitely pigmented. It's totally showing up. So that, I am all about that life. And again, I'm just pushing it, and that's it. Now, I'm going to go to Lost Souls. I'm going to keep using that same brush, because this is why I love this brush, because I could do all of these steps with this brush, because this is how I typically just... You guys, I feel like, know by now. Crease, lower crease, outer corner, throw something on the lid, and I'm good. That's like my go-to. I'm going to do like one look. I'm going to do 2 looks with this palette, and then I'll go to the other palette and do 2 more looks. You follow me? That's what we're going to do today. Just so I can get a couple different looks out of these, and then depending on how we're feeling, maybe we'll do a combination. We shall see. Let's go in with... I want to take Neurotic, and I'm going to use my finger because I feel like that's how I personally like to use melt shadows. And guys, keep in mind, I don't have a shit ton of experience when it comes to like super colorful shadows. So I'm just kind of using this as a makeup lover, somebody that likes to collect products, and I'm like, okay, how would I make this work for me? That metallic is on fucking point. That looks so pretty. I love that. Oh yeah. I think the green crease is throwing it off just a tinge, but it's okay. We're going to go back in and do some more. I want this to be brighter. There, that definitely brightened it up a little bit. But I'm going to take some of that Bio Exorcist, that lighter purple, because I don't want that to be so stark in between them. I don't know how I feel about that shade right there, but it's like this look is definitely coming together. Trust the process. It's almost like when they come together, it gets it like poopy brown, and that's what I want. I like the actual packaging more than I do than I like the shades. Now, some people might look at how I'm doing my shadows, and that's not how you're supposed to do shadows. Leave me alone, okay? I'm just playing. Let me live. I can do what I want. Boom. I'm into it. I'm going to pop over some more of that Neurotic. I hope I'm not... Okay, I'm not. I was going to say, I hope I'm not blocking you guys. Like this with a lash, I think would be passable. I think I could rock this. I think I could totally rock it. She cute. I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. That purple in the outer corner, though. It's like not... It's like not staying. Stay! Stay there. I wonder if they do an Edward Scissorhands. That would be kind of cool. I don't know, like, who else would you like to see melt collab with? As far as, like, movies. I felt like this was such a good collab. I was kind of hoping that they brought back the was it the Dia de Muerte, or I don't even remember how to say it. I'm not trying to be offensive. The holiday collection last year. You guys know what I'm talking about. I just can't remember what the hell it's called. Okay, I'm going to leave that there for now and see if that purple goes anywhere, because that was odd. Beetlejuice, 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 britches! Hi, Danica! Okay, I'm going to leave that as is for now. Let's go to the other eye. I want to use this green, this green all over my lid. So I think I'm going to work with these two right here. I do feel like we could have used some more like variety within the purples. Do you guys want swatches? I feel like the swatches have already been like done. That's why I didn't feel the need to do them today. But you guys let me know if you want me to do some swatches for you. A more Eterno collection. That's what I was looking for. But it's like Dia de Muerte? Is that what the Dia de la Muerte? Okay, that's what it was. Amor Eterno. See, you guys are picking up. You guys are picking up what I'm putting down. You guys already know by now. All aboard the Hot Mess Express. Every single time you guys come on my channel, it's always a hot fucking mess. All right, so now I'm going to use a synthetic brush just to see how I like this better. I'm using that same Beetlejuice shade. This is the BK number 206. Some of my favorite synthetics come from BK Beauty. That green is so pretty. I know, it is really, really nice. I feel like this gives me that that classic melt blend to it, because it actually, I don't know, it's like melt just has that very specific look to them. Am I the only one that thinks that? Because I'm telling you, I could spot a melt shadow like a mile away. All right, I'm going to take Draw Door. I feel like this one's going to look much different on the eyeballs. Let's see if I'm right. Probably not. I feel like I'm always wrong. The packaging on this stuff, though, is soups cute. I love the packaging on this, especially the lime. If I was to pick between the two, definitely the lime green is the one that I prefer. And now I want to take the Paranormal, and I'm just going to put this all over. Oh, that's chunky. That's chunky. That's that like typical Melt Cosmetics metallic shadow right there. It's like chunky. It picks up chunky, but it's hella pigmented, but hello fallout. So I would definitely recommend, before using this shade, put it on before you do your face, because it just got all over down here. Okay, Bella Beauty is here. Hi, Kelly. Muerte is so beautiful. I don't reach for it nearly enough. All right, so that is just thrown, looking like a hot mess. I'm going to take like a mixture of these two and just blend. I feel like for me, this palette is definitely more of like a collector's piece versus something that I'll reach for all the time. This is more like one of those launches that I'm like, I don't really care if it's stellar, but in the case that you're like, oh, I'm really into the color story, that's why I wanted to do a video on this, because it's like, let's see if this is actually like, I guess, worth picking up if you actually think you're going to use it. Like, I don't really foresee myself reaching for this a ton, but that's just me. But I'm also a basic ass bitch. I love just basic neutral palettes. That green's really pretty. It's just hella chunky. Like, do you see all that underneath my face? I feel like this is going to be a lot of manipulation for me and how I typically do my eyeshadows. I can't wait to see the comments after this of, you're applying your makeup wrong, or whatever the fuck people like to say. Leave me alone. Oh, let's see. I'm looking to see what you guys are saying. Oh, Tina's here. Milk killed the packaging. I really like the palette. It's fun to play with, but the potted liners. I didn't get any of those because I knew that I wouldn't reach for them. All right, let's clean that up. I'm going to do like the completed look. I'm going to do the under eyes and everything. I just won't do like liner. Which look do you guys like better? I'm definitely more into this side, but the blend on that green in the crease is not the bomb.com. Let's try going in. I'm going to try using my Esom W23. I feel like I'm going to get so much more fallout. It's like with these metallics, because they're so chunky, it's almost like you have to swipe them on to get them to really shine. And I don't love that. I don't love that for me. I don't know. I feel like this one overall for me is going to be like, it's decent, but it's not knocking my socks off by any means. I'm like, it's got pigmentation for sure, but it could too be just with how I do my eyeshadows. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just preference. And that's it. Sometimes that's just it. Okay, let's go back to this eye. This purple is... Let me bring you guys in a little closer. I just want you guys to see this purple and how it's not wanting to stay in this area right here. There's a close-up of this eye too. This eye looks decent, but I can get somewhat of like a damn near the same exact look as a look that I can get in Moonspell, you know? All right, let's go in. Let's do the under eye. I kind of wish that the mirror went a little bit further back. That's just like a minor critique with the packaging. I'm going to go in. Let's do Lost Souls with my Refer number 2. Let's see if this hangs out in my lower lash line better than it does in my outer corner. And then I'll put a little bit more in my outer corner. And then I'm going to put, let's do a little bit more. And I'm just going to push it and just leave it. That's it. See, it's like when you apply it like that, it's like it's hella pigmented. Betsy was right. Like, just apply it and leave it. It's definitely not a blending type formula, I don't think, which that's not ideal for me, but I guess just in using the palette more, maybe it'll get better. We shall see. Time will tell. This is a first impression, but I don't know. It's like I still feel like I see it in this area right here. It just does not want to stay right there. And I don't love that. I love this metallic though. That metallic is so nice. This side's still looking pretty good. Let me jump over to that side. I'm just going to wipe off my brush on my pants as usual. I'm going to try putting that Paranormal on the lower lash line as well. Because why not? I'm going to get a ton of this in my eyes in the meantime. Love that for me. And then I'll go in with a mixture of these two shades right here. Do you guys like when I do like live first impressions like this? Because sometimes it can be a train wreck, but I personally find it helpful because, I mean, you can't fake this shit. You just can't. Okay. So this is where I'd be like, okay, we're decent enough. I've spent too much time. That's like my thoughts on it. Let me swatch these for you guys really quick, because who doesn't love a good swatch party? Like that, oh, that looks so nice. Paranormal is very chunky. If you know Melt's formula, it's a very familiar texture. I think Neurotic is slightly different than... I'm trying to think of a formula that I've used. Maybe from the... What was it? The She's in Parties. I feel like the lighter metallic is a similar finish to this one. So that's the top row. Let me wipe these off, and then I'll go in with Recently Deceased, Lost Souls. It's, yeah, these swatch incredible. It's just, I don't know how ideal this will be for me and my makeup aesthetic, but I think that there probably is, I mean, people that this would be more ideal for. Yeah, because these are hella pigmented. I do agree with the whole, like, put it in place and leave it the fuck alone. That's going to be my initial first impression of it. I think these looks, though, if you popped on lashes, though, you could totally get away with these. This, the crease is kind of questionable. I probably shouldn't have mixed those two. But again, that's the point of playing with just makeup. Just find what works. You'll find some shit that doesn't. If it comes out looking like a hot mess, just wipe it off. And that's what I'm going to do right now. Oh, let's see. The shadows, the formula is harder to work with. If you place it on a wet base and not touch it, it works best. Yeah, that's... yeah. Are these shadows or pressed pigments? I think they're labeled. Does it even say? I didn't go through any of that stuff. Wow, I'm slacking. I was just way too excited to get into these. The Recently Deceased is a pressed pigment palette. But... they're eyeshadows, guys. It's intended to be an eyeshadow. It's one of those things, like, the whole, like, oh, it's not performing the same because it's a pressed pigment. Like, it's still an eyeshadow. Like, it's still... they're, like, how do I want to say this? I don't like that as an excuse for something that's not applying. Because there's pressed pigments that I've used that are incredible, that aren't difficult to work with. You know what I mean? Like, either way, it's just a legality thing. That's why they're labeled as pressed pigments. In other places other than the United States, they're labeled as eyeshadows. It's just one of those things. They stain so bad. Let's see. I'm thinking this eye is definitely going to stain. And for me, staining doesn't bother me at all. Yeah, this side definitely does. So let me have this dry down a little bit. And then in the meantime, while that's drying down, let me compare swatches to Moonspell. Because if I were to judge this just by me first using this, I'm going with fucking Moonspell. That's just me and what I like and the formula that I like. But we're going to swatch anyways. I don't feel like they're identical, but I feel like they're close enough. So let me do Bonnie and Fiona. I feel like these are the two that, they're not going to be identical, but it's going to give me the same type of vibe. I'll even do Marnie. We'll do Marnie too. So these are the greens in the Moonspell palette, and then I'll do the purples after. Let's see. I'll space them out just a tiny bit so I can get the swatches between them. So like Lunar Beauty, I talked about this in my Eternal Eclipse collection. They don't swatch the best, but on the eyes, they perform incredible. So I'm going to swatch Paranormal next to, I think it was Fiona. So they're definitely different. Paranormal's a little bit deeper, right? Was it Fiona? Let me just double check. Yes, Fiona. So Fiona, Paranormal. They're not the same by any means, but that look that I just got, I could easily get something that resembles it. Again, not the same, but it's just a comparison. I'm going to take Draw a Door, and I'll put that next to Bonnie. I think Draw a Door is more like a mustardy yellow, whereas Bonnie is going to be more of like a light lime green. And then Beetlejuice, I'll put next to Marnie. These aren't going to be anything the same, but just so you guys have comparisons. So it's like every other, you've got, let's see, Lunar Beauty, Lunar Beauty, Lunar Beauty, and then Melt, Melt, Melt. Similar vibes, not identical. I think you get what I'm saying. Everybody's just got their preferences, that's all. So now, let me go. I feel like the purples are really, really close, though, at least just by eyeballing them. So let me do Recently Deceased. And then I'm going to swatch that next to Piper. I actually think the textures of these, I should really move these brushes away from my microphone, but it's just going to have to work for now. So this is Piper. Not the same, but similar, but I'm going to put Little Accident next to that because I think Little Accident is going to be closer to, well, maybe not. It's a little bit more pink. I feel like these two are closer, though, than these two are. This one had, like, Lunar Beauty is more purple, whereas this one here is more pink, and this one's a little bit more red. But similar texture, similar vibe. They're both, like, metallic, shimmery shades. Not different enough for me personally. Now let's do Lost Souls compared to Sabrina. Those are almost identical. I think Sabrina is a little bit more blue. Like a tiny bit, but that is very close. And then the last one, I'll do Bioexorcist. Oh my god, you should see my pants right now. Bioexorcist. Like, that to me, it's like, these aren't really that different. You know what I mean? And then I'll put Paige on there, but Paige is definitely more pink. But it's like, the vibes are there. If anything, maybe these will complement and go together, but I feel like I didn't need this palette. But I wanted it because I'm like, ooh, more greens and purples for my collection. Hey, Steven, I'm with you. I'm with you there. So guys, what do you think? Out of all those swatches, what are you thinking about them? Have you seen those compared to each other? I feel like I had, but I'm not positive. But I wanted to do that palette because that's literally the favorite. All right, so that one's done. My thoughts so far, first impression, it's aight. It's aight. I think I need to manipulate it a little bit more than I would typically like to. But, like, packaging's cute. Quality seems to be better than what some people have experienced from previous melt palettes, so I'm not mad about it. Let's see. I feel the same. Steven said they probably won't look much different on the eye. That's how I feel. It's more like, I'll keep trying it. I'm not going to write it off completely. It's aight. And that's that on that. Let me throw some more Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base. I'm using the Esum W23, right? 23? Yeah, because the 21 is the smaller one. This brush is one of those brushes in Kinky Sweat's bundle that she has going on right now with Esum. This is my go-to for setting my lid. So if you guys were looking in that bundle, this is one of the brushes. Betsy's drinking with me. Yes! Kendall says she can't wait to get these. They speak to my soul. Yes, I can't wait to see what you think. Let's see. I have a theory that Strawberry Dream and Eternal Eclipse could give similar vibes to Waiting Room, except for the white shade. Well, good thing I pulled out Eternal Eclipse now, isn't it? I pulled out that one. I didn't pull out Strawberry Dream because I didn't really see that. But maybe I'm wrong. But that, I don't know. I wasn't pegging that one to go with this one. If anything, I pulled out the Muerte palette as well. So pigments are safe, but recommend not to be used on the eye. It's basically, from what I understand, is they label it as a pressed pigment because the ingredient is not intended or deemed to be eye safe. So they call it a pressed pigment because of that. But it's literally only in the United States where they have to be labeled as a pressed pigment. It's almost like a warning label. Like, you shouldn't be using this on your eyes, even though we're designing it to go on your eyes. But we're going to call it this just so we don't get in trouble. That is, to me, what pressed pigment means. And the formulas, it's because of the ingredients in the formula. And if you guys want to call me out if that's not correct, or if you have a different interpretation of it, you feel free to let me know. But either way, I look at it is, they're still designing it to be an eyeshadow palette. That doesn't give it a pass to perform like caca balls, which that one didn't. That one didn't at all. I understand that US FDA is behind on the research, but the EU has no issues with it. That's pretty much exactly what it is. Let's see. Oh, Ruby said she used the Kirkland wipes. They're the fucking bomb.com. Okay, let's get into the Waiting Room palette. So this one, Same type of packaging. This is a sticker, but this is where stickers don't bother me. They actually have like the cutout in the packaging to put the sticker in there. It looks like it belongs there. I'm not mad about that. I think this is super cute. Mine is, though, it's like, I don't know if you guys could hear that. It like creaks, which is kind of fitting, but I don't know if I love that. It's just with this one. And then this will slide out the side. It seems like there might be something a little defective with this one, but I'm not going to be mad about it. It is what it is. So this is what the inside of the palette looks like. This one, I'm like, it's cute. I think this one would be more that I would reach for over the other one. So let's dive in. Let's do a look. Let's do a look. Let's do a look. What brush do I want to use? I'm going to use some of these Nabla brushes because I need to keep trying them out to let you guys know what I think of them. All right. Exactly, Brit. It should perform well without crazy manipulation. Exactly. That's how I feel about it. And you could see the staining as well. You could see it more on this eye. All right. Wait, hold on. I wanted to read this really quick. The FDA doesn't do the research on its own. Outside company has to start and pay for the process. Yes. You need to lube it up. Okay, let me go in with... What do I want to use? I want to use Shrunken Head. Is it just me, or is it like the moment of the cool tones right now? I feel like there's so many cool tones coming out. It's crazy. It's like, where have all these cool tones been? And then, guys, I'll keep you guys more informed the more that I use these. Like, if I reach for them, whatever the case is. In this palette, it doesn't say on the back of the box or on the back of the palette. This one is also a pressed pigment palette. And it says directions. Apply around eyes as desired. See what I was talking about? Okay. So it says Sod Girl and Lydia. Pressed pigments contain ingredients that are not approved by the FDA and Melt Cosmetics for use on the eyes. Keep out of reach of children. Whatever. Okay. You just heard that, right? But it says apply around eyes as desired. They're fucking eyeshadows. It's a legality. All right, so this is made in the USA. What else do we got in here? We don't have really anything else on these. Like as far as weight, nothing. Just made in the USA. Which, okay, I'm here for that. Let's see what this one says. Same thing. Apply around eyes as desired. Same warning. It says recently deceased, lost souls, little accident, and bioexorcist are pressed pigments containing ingredients that are not approved by the FDA and Mount Cosmetics for use around the eyes. But guys, use them on your eyes. Like I said, I rest my case. Oh, I know Jennifer says, thank God for more cool tones. Directions on an eyeshadow palette, weird. Yeah, and there's no, like, it doesn't say what the weight is or anything. There's no info, which is not a big deal. I really like this shade, though. This one's going on really nice. It's not a big deal, but it's still nice when they do include it. You know? I'm going to take the shade Tombstone. Like, normally I get into all those types of details. I feel like you guys watching probably know that. I usually get into those details, but I got this so late, so I'm like, okay, I just want to play. I feel like anything that you probably wanted to hear about these palettes as far as, like, if you watch Glitter Fallout's video, she goes into detail, like, so much more detail than I could ever imagine. But it was awesome. It was awesome. Like, she says all about the brand. She gives you, like, a detailed account about the owners. Her video is incredible. Like, all 3 videos that I have linked down below are incredible. Now, these shades are performing so much better for me and how I like to do my eyes. And I want to make it very apparent, guys. I'm not well-versed with, like, crazy pigmented eyeshadows. I want that to be very clear because I don't want anybody coming for me. Okay, let me take... I gotta use the shade Juno. I've got to do it because it's speaking to my soul, and it just... I love shades like this. Oh, that's nice. I'm already liking this palette so much more than the other one. And I was expecting it to be opposite. I just feel like this looks so much more well blended and it was so much easier for me to manipulate and play with. But this shadow it's like not wanting to come off my finger. Come off. I don't know, like, Melt is one of those brands for me. I want to love everything because I live for their aesthetic. And it's just, I always feel like I get their products and I'm not blown away. Like, this metallic doesn't blow me away. I think it looks chunky as all hell on my eyes. Like, it looks like I have so much texture. And I feel like I have to press so hard on my eye. And I hate that. I hate it. But then, I also don't love using a brush because then I get product all over my face or something along those lines. I'm going to try going in with a brush, but I also don't feel like it applies it the same either. Like, I don't really get that. I feel like I'm getting it all over. Like, it just went all over the palette. It just fell off my eye and went right on the palette. I'm not impressed with it. Like, at first it looked really pretty. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about this palette right now. Here, let me see what you guys think. Like, I think it would pass. Like, it doesn't look terrible, but there's just other shadows on me that look so much more flattering. That does not, like, if I look at that, I'm like, I don't think that looks that great. Do I have a glitter glue? I do, but I don't feel like you should need to use a glitter glue. It's not coming off my finger. So I don't foresee that really doing anything for my like a glitter glue changing that. Yeah, I don't know. It really needs a glitter glue. I don't think it does. It's the only time I ever use glitter glue is for loose glitters, so they actually stay on my face. I don't ever want to reach for a glitter glue for a metallic. I feel like because I don't set my base, like, this should serve enough as something. Let's try this. Since I don't have any shadows on this side, it still doesn't change the fact that it doesn't look flattering on my eyes. It just really doesn't. It looks chunky. It looks like it accentuates texture. It's Melt Metallics. I don't know why I keep trying. I felt the same with the She's in Parties. It's like, I like the mattes for the ones that I've tried, but the metallics, because I have textured lids, they never look cute on me. God dang it, I was hoping it would be something different. Let's see. Jennifer, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. When I give products a not so glorifying review, it's because I have things in my collection that don't take nearly as much work, that just perform better on me. Okay? It doesn't mean these people are lying, that people, like, if people love this palette, it just means that it works for them, and I have different preferences than they do. I feel like that's one thing I want to make very apparent, because I feel like I've seen so many incredible reviews on this, and I'm like, maybe my expectations were too high. And don't even try coming at me saying, oh, it's the base that you're using. I use this base all the fucking time, all right? I do my makeup like this all the time. It's just sometimes products work differently based on people's preferences. And I want to make that loud and clear. Not everybody's going to love every single product. And I've felt this same exact way with every single launch that I have gotten from Melt. All right, I see 2 super chats that just came in. They just like popped up on my screen. Oh my gosh. Danica, thank you so much for the super sticker. She sent a Shiba dog shaking his body from left to right, surrounded by red hearts. Thank you, Danica. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. Let's see. Steven, I think I could. I think I could. I'm pretty sure. We are all different and like different things. Exactly. I get that weird texture on my lids with those types of shadows too, so I'm passing. Yep, that's my main thing. Tina, thank you so much for the super chat. That is why I appreciate first impressions. That's why, for me, I appreciate, like, raw. This is why I like uncut raw videos. Like, you're seeing the whole manipulation. Like, these mattes were beautiful. Like, I really, really enjoyed those. This lid, though, that metallic, it just ain't it for me. Leah Janae is here. Girl. Guys, if you love candle hauls, Leah Janae posted hers today. Oh my gosh. I freaking, every time a candle day comes up, I'm like, let me see Leah Janae's video. I love it. I know, they're very hit or miss, and I still haven't bought one to this day because of that. That's the thing. I'm like, I want to love these palettes so fucking much, because if you were to wrap me up in a brand, it's Melt. It's everything about Melt. I'm so into it. I love the vibe. I love the aesthetic. I love it all. It doesn't want to love me back. It just doesn't. I'm going to take the shade Obituary. We're going to try. We're going to keep going, guys. If you guys appreciate this review, though, please don't forget to share it. Share it with your friends. You could always like the video while you're at it. Let's go in, pressing motion. See, like, look at the pigment. That pigment is nuts. And I actually need to tag Karen Harris's video, because she did comparisons next to, I'm pretty sure, like, every Melt palette. If not every palette, almost everyone. Just so people could see, like, the shade differences. Like, that's hella pigmented. You cannot say that that's not pigmented as hell. And it definitely looks more purple on my lids than it does in the pan. In the pan, it looks straight up like burgundy, almost like a maroon. I would say more burgundy. It's more red tone. But on the eyes, it definitely looks more purple, in my opinion. But yeah, it's like, I feel like they got it with the mattes in this palette. It's just, they had that okay, let me say the silver metallic in that one. I'll say that. All right, let me take the Refer 02. No Exit. It's the shade right here. And these shades, too, I'm always so nervous about. Like, those look the exact same. Doesn't that look like I applied the exact same shade? Dear Mel, I want to love you with my whole heart and soul. Why do you hate me? Oh, man. Yeah, it's like these are borderline the exact same. That was disappointing. Well, good thing we got a black in here so we could deepen this up a little bit. I can't get over how similar those look on the eyes. Holy shit. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right, let me, like, Sod Girl, that's the one that I'm eyeing this one. I'm going to use my finger again just because, look at it. It's like, look. I probably should have pulled you guys in this close for my whole eye looks, but, like, that's not bad. I definitely got to work on that blend on the crease. Like, this eye, I'm not mad about. I'm not mad about how that just went on. It's just a little, like, see it just picks up a little chunky. I would say this palette is more worth it than the other one. Because I think this eye looks really pretty. And now, you know what? Let's take Juno. I'm going to try not to, like, I just, like, glided my finger over the top. I'm just going to try to bounce this over the top. And that did, like, nothing. I thought it would give it more of, like, a sparkly effect, but I really don't think that it made it look better at all. I don't know, man. I'm much happier with these looks opposed to the first ones. Give it a minute and we'll see if it's still not bad. Cat, you know me too well. I need to take a drink. How do you guys feel? Oh, that's fucking good wine though. This, I can get down with this eye. But I also feel like I already have this. I feel like I have this in She's in Parties. Let's get her out, shall we? I mean, obviously it's not going to be the exact same. I also took out Glam Palette, the new Wayne Goss palette, but I don't feel like that's at all necessary. Let's take out She's in Parties, because let me just say, I think I've used this like once since I got it. No, I've used it a couple more times than that. I think these looks come out really nice when I use it, but it's like there's no really dimension difference in this one, but I want to compare some of these shades. I do feel like they're not going to be the same. I think that there's... Why is this not opening? What the fuck? I think that there's more red in this palette opposed to She's in Parties, but this is where I'm like, okay, but if you were to look at this, it's more warm than what you'll get with She's in Parties, but is that really that different enough to buy another $58 palette? To me, not really. Yeah, these, I really don't need to compare these side by side because they're not the same. You could definitely see the warmth in these reds and then the coolness in these. Well, let me do She's in Parties. Oh my god, here goes Shannon. Oh wow. Those are like almost the same. Let me swatch those. I'm trying not to drop anything. So we've got She's in Parties. And then this is Dante's Inferno. On the eyes, you would not be able to tell the difference between those. I actually think She's in Parties is more smooth. But Dante's Inferno, I think that this has more of a metallic finish to it, though. So it's a little bit more poppy. But again, on the eyes, I don't think you're going to be able to tell that much of a difference. I think... Yeah, there's no really other comparisons in that palette. Let me dig out Muerte. This palette is fire. Hot fire. I wanted to take out these two. Because I feel like these, which if you don't have this palette and you wanted this palette, this might be a good alternative because it's the same brand. I mean, granted, you're not getting remotely the same color story, but I want to swatch these two shades next to the two burgundies in... Here, let's do it on this side. So this is Muerte. You cannot say that that's not bomb-ass pigmentation on the swatches. But we've had swatches play us in the past. So I'm going to do Obituary and No Exit. So this is from the Waiting Room palette. So let's go. Whoop. Whoop. Those are not different enough. Like, granted, you have a lot more depth in this one here. But on the eyes, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. But it's if you liked this one, if you liked this, at least these two shades right here. If you like those, this might be one to consider. If I was to pick between the two, I'm definitely choosing this one, though, over the Recently Deceased. And I wanted to love this one more. It's still not the worst palette that I've tried, though. I'll keep using it. I'll keep using it and update you guys in like an updated rankings or something like that. But just to touch on like how my stuff came, shipped, and everything, I had excellent like packaging and all that sort of stuff. It did take a bit longer than I remember. I used to get my stuff in like 2 days from Melt. This took a little bit longer. But I feel like this was a really thought out launch. I thought they had a lot of great like minor details in it that they really did nail it for as far as like details and everything. It's just, I think it's just my preference with eyeshadows. It's just not their formulas. And I hate that because I want to love their formulas. So I'm going to try this mascara. This reminds me of, like Too Faced Better Than Sex as far as packaging, but I think that this is heavier. So let's try. Oh wow, it's like spiky. Now, mascaras, I'm like, okay, I have the worst lashes of all time. I did not need to buy a mascara. I put on lashes majority of the time anyways. I'm convinced that I put mascara on like a 5-year-old. But I wanted to get it. So I did. No rhyme or reason. I'm typically a bigger fan of the tubing mascaras. What's Steven saying? Are you going to do a least favorite palettes of 2020? These would be 1 and 2? No. Oh no. I don't think you were around yet for Juicy Boost, Steven. But I do plan on doing a ranking all the palettes that I purchased in 2020. That's definitely coming. I'm pretty sure at the end of this month, but I haven't set a date for that, so you better have your notifications turned on because I've got a lot of shit coming. Like this mascara, it's a mascara. It's decent. It's given me some volume. But I have shitty lashes anyways, but I feel like mascaras, it's something that you need to use for a good amount of time. I'm pretty sure Heather did 7 looks and she used this in every single one of her looks. So for me, I'm like, it's mascara. It's fine. Now, I had to do it. I had to do this, guys. Look at this package. This packaging is me. This is me wrapped up in a lipstick. I love it. And then I got this shade. Ooh! I just thought it was so cool. And then just like the embossing and everything on it. It's nice. Like this is a really nice thought out launch. I think. It's just the eyeshadows. Alright. Ugh. It's definitely not creamy. Wow, that's a very tough. Can you guys see like the tug? Oh my god! Guys, I'm sorry I'm subjecting you guys to all of this right now. This formula is questionable. I mean, but the shade is nice. This feels like, though, it will not budge off your lips. It's just... I feel like they need to sell lip liners to go with these because that's like you're playing tug of war with your lips. I'll swatch it on. I don't know. It's like that's a tough formula. I had it rolled down enough. Maybe I had it a little bit higher. It's fine. Thank you though, Deidre. It's a matte. It's like it feels like. Yeah, it transfers, but it feels like for a lipstick, like once this is on, my teeth look hella white though. I'm into that. I feel like they need lip liners because especially with like a shade like this. You know what I could use? Hold on, hold the phone. Time out. I'm going to dig out my Fenty Fly Liner in the shade Piggy Bank. And I could use this as a lip liner. But I feel like when you have a formula that's that tough, you gotta have something to go with that. Because, wow, this goes like perfect. If you wanted a lip liner with this lipstick, this is it right here. Wow, that looks really fucking nice. Mm-hmm. Yep, that just made it so much better. But yeah, just be mindful. This is very, very matte. But I will say, it's very comfortable. Very, very comfortable on the lips. I love the color, though. The color is everything. This lip with that Vive palette, because it's got like the mustardy tones and everything. Oh. Do you guys want one more look? We've been on here for an hour. I feel like we probably should go. But I wanna like do a look with this. My hair matches the Beetlejuice vibes. I completely agree. I'll skip a look for today. We'll post another look at a later date. For my first impressions, though, I need to keep using them. The lipstick, I'm like, ooh, I don't love the application, but once it's on, it feels really nice. It feels like it's not going to move on my lips. I feel like even if my hair were to fly in my lips, it won't get stuck, which sometimes lipsticks can do that. I love this color. I love this color. But yeah, guys, other than that, let's do a rapid fire if you guys have any more questions that you want me to answer about just my experience, the palettes, if there's any other comparisons that you guys want me to do. I don't really feel like it's necessary, just because I'm like, I already know that there's other formulas that I love more. But yeah, it's like, I feel like if you have the Lunar Beauty palettes, you really don't need these, just to be quite honest. And I think the Lunar Beauty formula is better. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Drink. Oh my God. More looks. Guys. Fine. Okay. Okay. What time is it? I don't even know. 9:30? We'll keep going. That lip would go nice as an alternative for a typical Christmas lip. Yeah, I agree. I do agree with that. I'm going to try too without an eye primer. But I feel like it's going to be worse, honestly. Oh shit, I forgot I put mascara on. I'm like, why does my lashes feel so weird? I almost forgot I got the mascara, to be honest. All other bullet lipsticks are so dry. I don't think that's, I mean, I just wasn't expecting that because I've never used their lipsticks before. But I'm not, like, I could easily forget that I have a lipstick on right now. That's how comfortable these are for me. Jennifer, I could. I'm going to keep trying it before I do that, because I'm really happy with like the packaging and all that sort of stuff. Now, if the packaging I thought was lackluster, I would be like, yup, it's going back. But I feel like it's like workable. And I feel like these are collector's pieces as well. Like, I think I want to keep these for my collection anyways. Thank you, Kimberly. Oh yeah, that's probably a good point because of all the staining that I have. Alright, I just gotta let this dry down a little bit. How's everybody doing? Happy weekend, everybody. What are all the plans for this weekend? Ooh, I just got a big old chunk off my lash right there. Ooh. I definitely recommend using a cleansing oil for taking your makeup off and not makeup wipes. I'm just saying. Because my eyes are burning right now. Oh, Deidre, thank you so much. She said she bought some of my merch today. Guys, don't forget, my Christmas merch is available. I did have to change my links, though, down below. Because my links weren't working before. So I have a new link in the description box. Feel free to check that out. Oh, finally the weekend. I know, I was supposed to have Sunday off, and now I have to work Sunday. So that's kind of a bummer. Okay, I gotta try this palette again. I gotta try just putting it in place and not letting it move. I gotta do something, excuse me, to go with this lip because this lip is everything. Okay. Clean canvas eye base. Let's do the damn thing. I'm gonna try to do this quickly. So I'm just gonna use my finger. Normally, I never use my finger, but you can. I'm excited to compare this to, oh, the lipstick to Hazel from my Black Moon and Midnight Wasabi from Fenty. You'll have to let us know in the comments after. Make sure you come back and keep us posted because I'm curious myself. I've never tried Black Moon Cosmetics, but I've heard great things. Didn't they just came out with a palette not long ago, correct? All right, let me get this done and over with quickly. Blend out. Using my BK 101. Just trying to get it evenly distributed all over my lids. And we're good to go. Boom. Now, back to... Did I say new hand? Did I? I probably did. Cat. Don't you know I'm a hot mess by now? I probably did say that. If I did, I don't know what I was trying to say. New hand. All right, let's go in. I'm going to go in with the purples this time. Bioexorcist. Going in the crease. Now I want green lipstick. I'm into it. I really like this color. That's easily my favorite thing from... I just had eyeshadow all over my nose. From this collection so far, that's easily my favorite. Okay, I'm layering on quite a bit, so there's no patchiness. Wow, forgot the word I was looking for right there. All right, so far so good. Let's go in with Lost Souls. Outer corner. See if it does the same thing. Yeah, it's like right in that crease, man. Oh, Juvia's Place released their berries and reds, and I want them. I know, I saw that earlier. They look so pretty. Yeah, it's like in that... I'm pulling you guys in just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. See? In that... right here. It's like it just does not want to... stay. I'm going to keep you guys in pulled this close. Let's do Recently Deceased. We'll stick with the purples. Yeah, I could easily get this look with Lunar Beauty. Easily. Yeah, like these metallics, I wouldn't even call these metallics. I'm going to call this like a satin shimmer. Look at that. Look how smooth my lips look, though. I would definitely recommend those. Yeah, it's just like a satin. It has really no reflect, no nothing to it. I still feel like that outer corner does not look thebomb.com. I'm going to do a different look. I'm like so disappointed because I wanted to love this so fucking much. And I'm just like... Alright, let's go in. Let's stick to the top row now. Let's try doing that, I suppose. Like right now, just so you guys know how I'm feeling, I feel exactly how I felt with the Juicy Boost. Like, I had such high expectations. And... it's like hard to not go into habits. I don't know. I even feel like that is applying super fucking weird. Like, see how it's like super bright green in one spot and then it's like mustardy in another? I don't know, guys. I don't know about all this. It's so funny though, because I know too Heather is going to be beside herself when she watches my video. Heather Austin is who I'm referring to because she loves this collection. I'm just like, this is just taking too fucking long. I don't want to have to keep going. And it's like, look how uneven that looks. Katie Marie, I would love to know. I would love to know how you felt about this green right now. Oh, god dang it. All right, let's try. I don't know. I'm just I don't even want to finish. Like, that's how I feel right now. I don't even want to finish. Let's see if this changes how I feel about anything. Like, this shade is so pretty. This shade is a win. But I feel like really everything else, like if you want a pretty metallic chartreuse, there you go. But even still, it's like there's just, to me, other. I'm so over this. I'm so over it. Guys, I don't like it. I don't like them. I don't like them because they're too different for my preference. I think that's all that it is. It's so different from how I typically do my eyes, and I just have other things. I think they're pigmented. I think that they're just a little difficult to work with. And like I said in the beginning, I'm not crazy well versed in like colorful makeup looks and stuff. It's everything else is so good. The packaging, the aesthetic, all of it is so good. The color stories, I'm with it. It's just those eyeshadows, melt shadows just aren't for me. Katie, I completely agree. Yeah, like this shimmer is pretty, but it's like, it's still not the most flattering on my eyes. Like, I feel like it accentuates so much of everything. And granted, I'm like, I just kind of threw that on because I'm over it at this point. If I were to recommend anything though, for as thrown off as I was about this lipstick, like, this is super matte. I think the color on this is beautiful. I do feel like you're gonna want a lip liner, and I would recommend putting the Fenty Fly Liner with that. That's in the shade Piggy Bank, I think it was. This pairs perfectly. I think the lip is beautiful. I like the formula. It's comfortable. It doesn't accentuate my lines. It's not drying feeling at all. It's like, if anything, I can't even feel it on my lips. This was a win. The mascara, it's a mascara. Again, this is first impression territory. Just be mindful. It's just for me and my preferences and what I already own. I'm like, Lunar Beauty is where I'm staying. I feel like if you like these color stories and you don't necessarily love melt palettes or formulas, maybe consider Lunar Beauty. That's all I'm saying. I think this eye looks pretty, but it's still like, I feel like if I were to get finessing it, it would just come out looking like a train wreck. And guys, I'm not mad. Like, I'm not mad at the fact that I don't like it, because I know going into buying so much makeup, I'm bound to not like stuff. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's totally okay if people give negative reviews on products. Not everybody is going to like the same things, or there wouldn't be so many different makeup brands doing different formulas and stuff like that. Like, it's just, be nice in the comments. That's all I'm going to say. And other than that, overall, I'm not as impressed nearly as much as some other creators were, and that's totally fine. Totally fine. But other than that, guys, that's going to be it for tonight's video. If you guys did enjoy this, I appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Let me know what you guys like to see, and tune in tomorrow night, because again, we're uploading every single day. Every day, and tomorrow night I will be live with my girl K Bella Beauty. We will be live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and turn on those post notifications so you are here and ready to get down with us while we talk about some products that we can't believe we didn't pan in 2020. Okay, I hope to see you guys tomorrow night. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow.